Howdy y'all, Big Country here with Big Country Survival. And so I did a video on my bucket garden. I can't remember, Sunday, so a few days back. And I got the comment from Prepper5785 on how the deer would just love to get into there, which, well, I bet they would. And to which I responded that I, have a 90-some-odd pound dog that likes to keep them out. So that works, right? But anyway, it led me to thinking about some methods for keeping deer and just critters in general out of your garden. What are some good things? Things that I've used. Alright, so one, yeah, you could do the scarecrow, and that works until the critters figure out that it isn't a real person. So that's a possibility. What I use for deer, I'll tell you what I did for deer, or what I've done and what works for me. I will put, and I go overboard. Probably any one of these things would work, but I go overboard and I do like 3 or 4 things to keep animals out of my garden. Orange safety fence, the kind of cubed orange safety fence like you'd find at a construction site. Put that around your garden. Deer can't see through it. And what I mean is a deer can't tell how thick it is, how deep that goes. So a 4-foot fence will keep a deer out because it can't. It's the way its eyesight's wired. This was the reasoning given to me. But the way a deer's eyesight is wired, the orange squares and all that, it cannot tell the depth of it. And so since it can't tell the depth of it, it will not jump it. And I have not had, since I did that, I never lost anything to deer. Another good thing that kind of helps with deer is, and it's really good with birds too. It's good with birds and it's good with deer, or it's certainly isn't hurting deer, but it's good with birds for sure. CDs. Take you some blank CDs, old CDs, tie them up, and have them dangling so they'll spin around in the wind throughout your garden. Deer don't like that. They don't. Another thing that I will do is every day or so I'll go out to the garden and I'll take the shirt off that I wore to work that day and hang it up. Just, put the shirt on that I hung up a couple of days ago. I'll just put it back on. And so the reasoning behind that is I smell different every day, right? I work in a shop, and I might, one day I might get a lot of welding gases. I might, the argon and the burn and the welding smoke. One day I might get that all over my clothes, a lot more than usual. Another day I might get transmission fluid on my clothes. So there's a lot of different smells, and, just the amount that I end up sweating throughout the day, and there's a whole lot of different factors, right? So my scent is different every day, right? Every time I hang that shirt up there, so the deer don't get used to it. That's like that deer spray that people make that's like got blood in it, or it smells like blood, smells like onions or something or other. They make a spray that's supposed to smell like blood. Or something along those lines. Anyway, deer, animals, they get used to it. Right? So just hang up an old shirt. Change it out every day or two. Another thing, if you can urinate around your garden, like if it's not completely up in the road, and I know this is kind of gross, but if you can urinate, to some people, right? This is, whatever. But if you can urinate around your garden, that's a good thing too. I mean, it's actually also good for your garden. Like, it's good for, it's got a lot of, your urine has a lot of different minerals and things in it that the plants will like. So, there's people that are a little more into peeing in the garden than I am, and they've got it all figured out to a science. But it is good for helping to keep wild critters away. Now, how about crows? Crows are more visual. They don't really smell. Well, the CDs do work. But I'll tell you something that I've seen work with crows specifically. It's crows. If you will kill a crow, just shoot it. Shoot it, catch it in a steel trap. I've seen that done. Or what have you. But if you kill a crow and hang it up in the garden, the crows will not come near. They won't. Crows are intelligent birds, actually. And they know. They see a dead one of them, they know that means death, right? They know to stay away from it. So that will work. Another good thing, I mean, yeah, small animals, really, to keep them out, other than the aforementioned things. I know some people put barber hair as another scent thing. I've just not got into that. It's easier to change a shirt. But yeah, smaller animals, chicken wire is pretty good. Things like turtles, I mean, unless you have, chicken wire or something so small they can't get through. None of that stuff works on turtles. And another thing, I have not tried this, but I know some guys who did, and they had a garden in a remote location. And, it's one of them that they went and checked on it once a week. It was out of the way enough that, they couldn't really go to it every day. And they had a small fence, like small stranded chicken wire to keep the small animals out. And then around that, at about shoulder neck height for a deer, they put 50 to 70 pound fishing twine. Fishing line, they just put that around on little T-posts. And what will happen is the deer will come in and they can't see the fishing line, and they'll bump into it and it'll spook them. They run away and they'll steer clear of it. So those are some kind of improvised ways to keep animals out of your garden. If anyone has any other good ideas, I would, things that you have tried, things that have worked for you, I would love to hear about it. I'm always trying to learn new ways to grow garden, new ways. Because you know what? It might not work every year. Something that works that worked last year, it may not work this year. And vice versa. I mean, it's the same way with, pest control, insect poisons and things. Sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it does. And, sometimes it's pretty steady. But you might have that year that it just doesn't work. So, anyway, I would love to hear some of your guys's, some of your guys's experiences, any tricks that you might have Till next time, this is Big Country with Big Country Survival, and I'm signing out. God bless.